What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Izzy's Retro TV Reviews. And on this episode, I'm going to be taking you up back in time 22 years to talk about one of my favorite sketch comedy shows by one of my favorite comedians, the always controversial, but he doesn't care, Dave Chappelle. But before we get into my look back at Chappelle Show, let's take a look at a promo for the show.
The new season of Chappelle Show on Comedy Central.
This is the most splendiferous, monumental event in the history of the world.
Still Dave,
Oh,
still dangerous,
it's a boat with some white people on it. Y'all wait here, I'm gonna see what they want.
and back with a vengeance.
I went to Samuel Jackson.
Good choice for Chappelle.
Chappelle Show, new episode Wednesday at 10:30 on Comedy Central.
Bitch.
Oh man, so let's talk about it, man. Chappelle Show, man, 22 years, man. 2002. It premiered at the tail end of 2002 on Comedy Central, and boy, I love Dave Chappelle, man. Controversy or not, man, he's one funny comedian, bro. One funny dude. I've seen all his stand up comedy specials, and for Chappelle Show, I have all the seasons on DVD. Man, I'm just such a huge fan. But when this show first came out, you didn't know, like, if you didn't know Dave Chappelle's brand of comedy, you were in for a treat, because even though he had to dumb it down a little bit for Comedy Central, it wasn't to the point where you're like, it was a whole different Dave Chappelle. It was still the Dave Chappelle signature brand of comedy, but just dumbed down a little bit. And he tried to push the boundaries as much as he could without getting canceled by Comedy Central. So man, some of my favorite skits, man, from the first season. Of course, who could forget? Right in the first episode, right off the bat, the the where they're parodying the Honda Eclipse commercial with the girl in the car, and Dave Chappelle is like looking at her, and then on the uncensored version on the DVD, you actually see like a little outtake where her boob pops out of her shirt, and it's hilarious. Who could forget Clayton Bigsby, the reverse racist. He thinks he's blind, but he thinks he's white. He promotes promotes some not so cool things, but but he's actually, when he finds out he's black, and it's just really, really, like, I know the context of it is really not funny, but he just makes it. He puts a comedic spin on a controversial topic, and that was pretty funny. Also, what do you call it? Let's see, what else from season one? When he owns a copy store, like, similar to FedEx and Kinko's, but he calls it Pop Copy. And he the Pop Copy training video where he's like, oh, that if they have a Mac computer, tell them that we're PC, but if they have a PC, tell them we're Mac, and if they have both, tell them we use Linux. And then what do you call it? And then he's got his employees, telling them how to interact with customers. It's just hilarious. It's a comedy spin on those stupid training videos. And of course, the wrap it up, when he's like, oh, have you taken too long to have sex, and you just want to wrap it up, or is she taking too long to have an orgasm, and all this stuff? It's so hilarious. And they show wrap it up. It comes with its own stenographer. the person who writes things down in court, that's a stenographer. It's that whole skit is hilarious. So, and then of course season two, man, season two just ups the ante. The racial draft. Rick James, the Eat True Hollywood Stories with Rick James and Prince. When Dave Chappelle did his version of the Real World and making the band where Dave Chappelle played Diddy, which ain't gonna hold up now in these days and times, considering what's going on with Diddy. But it was funny at the time. What else? The Oh man, season two. Of course, his parody of Little John, and of course Tyrone Biggums, the where Dave Chappelle portrays a crackhead, and it's funny. It's just hilarious. And of course the N-word family. I'm not gonna say it on air because I don't want to get demonetized or anything like that. But you guys can figure that out. And also his hilarious impression of Nat King Cole. When Nat King Cole used to do those holiday specials, Dave Chappelle does it, and it's absolutely hilarious. And also, let's see what else. Man, more Dave Chappelle skits. I'm trying to think. Oh, when he's making fun of Punked, but it's a real life. Instead of Ashton Kutcher putting you in these hypothetical situations, it's a real life situation where he stages a real life robbery, and and then some actual robbery, but he says it's a prank, but some real life robbers come in and just start trying to rob everybody on the set, and him and his crew start running, man. It's just hilarious, man. And who could? Oh man, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the late great Paul Mooney. For his for that psychic skit back in season one, also, man. Just so many memorable skits on the Dave Chappelle show, man. On the Chappelle show. And when one of my other ones is one of my other favorite ones is the skit where black people get reparations. Black people get reparations, and then it shows you all the stuff that they do with their reparation money, and stocks of KFC, Fubu, and something else, and watermelon have skyrocketed immensely today. And then what do you call it? And Dave Chappelle playing the news guy. Oh my god, just so many funny skits, man. Like I said, I'm probably gonna go watch some after I wrap this review up, man. But the Chappelle Show, there will never be another show like it, and I'm glad to see Dave Chappelle after being gone because after he did Chappelle Show, he was gone for a long time, maybe like a decade or a little more than a decade, and then he suddenly reemerged on the scene and started doing. You thought he was controversial before; he's even more controversial now. He's got people in the differently able community up in arms, for what he said about them, and then the LGBTQ community. I'm not gonna speak for I can't speak for the LGBTQ community, but what do you call it? I can speak for the different able community, and I personally, that this is just me. I'm not speaking for everybody, but me personally, I did not have a problem with what Dave Chappelle said about the differently able community, because my thing is, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? Like, come on, he's just joking. Clearly, yes, it's a little controversial, but it's a joke. That's what comedians do. They joke. If you want to take it in controversy, then that's on y'all. But for me, I thought it was pretty funny. man, Dave Chappelle, like I said, one of my favorite comedians, and the Chappelle Show will never be duplicated. There will never be another show like it. Many have tried, but they have also failed. But yeah, definitely go watch Chappelle Show if you've never seen it, wherever you can get it. DVD streaming, I believe. A lot of episodes are streaming on Paramount Plus, so you can check there and watch his stuff on Netflix because it's hilarious. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode of Izzy's Retro TV Reviews. Like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a video. And of course, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.